Hello everybody, Napkin99 here, and welcome back to the Minecraft Let's Play series. Last episode, we built this beautiful ocean base behind us so that we can finally get our sea lanterns and iron. But between episodes, we have actually updated to 1.19, the new update for Minecraft. So we're going to spend this episode exploring some of that stuff, because I am really excited to mess with the new blocks, the mangrove wood and the mud bricks especially. But before we can be building with mangrove wood, we actually have to find it. So we're going to have to go to some unexplored chunks. So I'm actually going to leave from this area, probably head off that direction, see if we can find a mangrove swamp. And if we're lucky, we'll maybe find a deep dark biome. It'll be kind of difficult though, because they're not usually exposed to the surface, but we may get lucky. And actually, I think I forgot to mention this last episode. I got this trident with riptide on it. And for exploring and just moving around, it's really good when paired with elytra, because you can just launch yourself into the air from water without having to use any rockets. And it goes especially far when you have a dolphin, and you get the dolphin's grace. Then you just get sent flying. And this was a huge help last episode, going between my end portal and the ocean base. Oh, we found one. So I guess let's probably tear down a couple of these trees and get these propagules, which are basically the saplings for these trees. I'm going to pick up some of these roots as well. I don't think we'll use them today, but we'll have them if we need them. Oh, there's a frog over there. Am I seeing what I think I see down there? I'm pretty sure there's skulk down there. We're going to have to be pretty careful though. This is dripstone caves too, so we don't want to fall on the spikes. I think I am going to take it on actually, but I do want to go around here and just shear some sheep real quick so that we have some wool to move around with. On another note, look at these mountains around here. There's some pretty big, pretty epic mountains around here. Maybe have to build something out here sometime. Alrighty, so I've gathered up a few stacks of wool here and I've set my spawn up here on the surface. So I guess let's head down and hopefully not lose everything. Oh boy. I'll be honest, I'm kind of terrified right now. I don't like dying, even though this isn't a hardcore world. I still don't like dying. But I am prepared for it to happen. Oh boy, that is a big old area down there. Which at least means we should hopefully be able to find an ancient city. Actually, I think there's an ancient city right there, because I think that is wool, and that doesn't normally spawn down here unless it's an ancient city. So I guess we'll head over here. So I think we can block these off with wool, and they shouldn't activate. Oh my god, there's a lot of them. That's exactly what I did not want. I want to put torches down because I want to see, but I don't want to activate any of these shriekers. And goodness me, there are a lot of them. I guess the main kind of things I want from the ancient city would be Swift Sneak, definitely, because that'll be really helpful for building. And I would like to get the new music disc as well. Think we can break this? No, we can't. It did not like that. Okay, so we don't have a warden yet. So I think we can activate that 2 more times safely, and then on the 4th one, the warden will be summoned. Oh. Got 2 of these echo shards in here. I believe those are used to make the soul compass, which I won't have too much use for, but we'll take them anyways. Oh man. Not again. Okay, so worst case scenario, we do have ender pearls. We can run. I've seen some stuff that shows how the warden is kind of easy to escape. And that's kind of the only reason I'm even attempting this. Otherwise, I do not like risking my life, but I really do want that Swift Sneak. Quite frankly, if I get the music disc and the Swift Sneak enchantment, I'm getting the heck out of here. What is that? I don't know if I've seen that structure in any of these before. I feel like those are kind of bait, because I think climbing ladders probably makes a sound. Don't see any shriekers up here, but we can't be too careful. Just an echo shard, skull catalyst. So we got 2 of the music disc fragments. That's good. We got Swift Sneak 3. Yes. We got it. Alright, I would like to find the rest of these music disc fragments if I can. I believe I need 9. For some reason they didn't make it 8. I'm not too sure why. We got our shards. We got more catalysts. Let's get out of here. Okay, I decided to check a couple more before we left, and we actually got another Swift Sneak 3 and a Swift Sneak 2 in here. So we're gonna take those as well. I think this is our water back up. So let's get the heck out of here. Sorry you guys didn't get to see me fight a warden, but I'm a little bit too much of a wuss for that kind of content. So you'll have to find someone else. Alrighty, so we are back home here. So let's put this Swift Sneak 3 onto our leggings here. Boom. And let's try, well, let's first sneak without it. Super slow. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be about normal walking speed. Heck yeah. This will be so helpful when building. So I don't think we're going to do anything with our echo shards yet. We're just going to hold on to them. Maybe we'll put them in an item frame or something for some sort of useful thing, because I probably won't be making a soul compass. But let's craft up this music disc and let's try it out. That is not very musical. It's like another disc 13. Well, dang it. I was hoping to get something new to jam out to. Oh well. So now that we're done messing around in the deep dark, I want to get ready to start doing our little build project here with the new 1.19 blocks. And one of the things we're going to need quite a bit of is the mud bricks. So how we get those, we need to first make mud, which I believe we can right click on dirt or grass. Okay, not grass apparently. But if we make this dirt, we right click on it, then we can get a mud block. And then I believe if we take the mud and put it with wheat, we get packed mud, which looks pretty good on its own. And then you can also craft 4 packed mud into these mud bricks, which also look very, very nice. I am very excited to be building with these finally. Anyways, I'm going to gather up a bunch more of the mangrove wood and the mud bricks, and I will see you guys when we're ready to start building. Alrighty guys, so we have gotten all of our materials and we've flown out to a different area in our world here. Our base is actually that way, just a couple thousand blocks I believe. And there sure are a lot of farm animals around here. Anyways, so we're going to be building a townhouse over here. We're going to build more of them connecting to it eventually, but we're just going to build one for today. And I've been wanting to do some more building on camera instead of just in time-lapse, so you guys can kind of get a feel for what my mindset is when I'm building these and kind of see what ideas I'm coming up with. So to get started here, I guess let's go ahead and lay our foundation. So I want to put spruce pillars, stripped spruce pillars, with 5 blocks between, like so. And we'll go ahead and make 4 of these pillars. And we're going to be using cobbled deep slate as our foundation for this build, between the support logs or whatever you want to call them. We're actually going to be doing 5 of these pillars here, because it's going to be a duplex, and then there's going to be 2 entrances here and here that are kind of raised up to where the top of the foundation is, so there'll be a little tiny staircase going up. And then something else I've been wanting to try in my builds lately, I've been watching a bit of Below as well as Germsy Boy, and they both are really good at texturing their builds. And that's something I need to work on a bit more, so we're going to be doing that in this build here today. So I think for this foundation, we're going to need our stone cutter. We're going to make some deep slate tiles, as well as some deep slate bricks. And then more for the darker spots, we're going to want to use the tiles because they're a darker block. And then the semi-darker spots, we will put these deep slate bricks, and we'll just kind of mix and match it as we see fit. So you get a little bit of a mix like that, and it looks a bit better than just doing the cobbled deep slate on its own. And I think for these little entrances, we're going to do a stair here, put a block beneath, and a stair here. And then the rest of this will just be flat. And then to kind of make this staircase feel a little more enclosed when you're walking up and not going to fall off, we're going to add some walls around the outside of this. Something a little like that. And then for a railing, we're going to top it off with some anvils, which are quite loud. And these are courtesy, of course, of our iron farm that we made last episode, because otherwise we would have nowhere near the iron to do this with. And this is a 1.19 build, so we should probably use some of the new blocks, and that's where mud bricks are going to come in. We're going to be building up these center two pieces with mostly mud bricks, and then these outer two pieces are going to be kind of a pinkish color with the bricks and granite around mangrove wood. So the mangrove wood actually looks pretty good with the mud bricks, because there's a little bit of a kind of pinkish hue to these. So we're just going to come up to these spruce logs that we extended upwards, and then put mud bricks up here to kind of round it out. And then inside here, we're just going to do mud bricks up, or not mud bricks, this packed mud, because it's got kind of the same color, but it's a little bit lighter because it doesn't have that brick texture. It's a bit smoother. It ends up looking pretty nice in between the mud bricks there. Now, because this little bit has so much depth, I didn't really feel like it needed to be textured, because we're also going to be putting a window up here with an oak fence, and then we'll put glass behind that for another layer later. And then here we're going to be putting a mangrove door for our front door. I think that looks pretty nice. And then our side wings here, we're going to be making out of granite and brick. So we're going to be kind of texturing it so there's more brick towards the top. And then behind this, we're going to be using the new mangrove wood, as well as a little bit of netherrack towards the top to kind of serve as almost a shadow behind the stair area up here. So then it'll transition into mangrove planks and the mangrove, or the stripped mangrove log actually. And then we'll leave a little space open in the middle for some windows, which is just going to be more oak fences with eventually glass behind it. And I think that's looking pretty nice so far. So going up to the second floor here, we're going to do more stripped logs across, up top above this little section. And then we're actually going to do barrels in between, kind of like this. It just gives a nice little kind of center between each joint here. Going up on the outside edges, we're going to put only 4 logs so that we can make a little bit of an incline here for the roof. And then we'll go up a normal 7 here. And then for the roof, we're going to do a spruce plank like this above this log. And I wanted to kind of mimic this thing I see a lot with real houses, where they have this thin little band of color on the edge of it. But when I was planning this build, it took quite a bit to figure out how to really get that feel. But if we then take some deep slate tiles, put them out a little bit, and then follow along the same kind of path here, we end up with a pretty nice little roof shape. On the walls here, we're going to copy pretty much the same palette upwards, so we're going to have this brick and granite mixture over here, and then we're going to have mud brick mixture in the middle 2 sections. The only difference is we're going to be using some terracotta up top behind most of these little slabs here as part of our gradient kind of thing again. And then we'll do bricks down into granite. Then we're going to be doing a little bit of a different kind of window here. We're going to be doing stairs here, 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 and here to kind of create this little circle shape. And then behind it, we're going to put oak fences, and we'll have to connect those to whatever interior wall that we end up having. I don't think that looks too bad. And I think we're able to get away with coming out a little more on the upper bit because we have a bit more of that texturing. So we have the darker block up top, so it kind of looks more like there's a shadow there, even though there's not really much of one. And then we're also going to come out on the top bit here, and we're going to do a mix of brown mushroom blocks with the packed mud, and then a tiny bit of mud bricks up the top for the same kind of shadow effect as before. So I think these brown mushroom blocks actually go quite well with the packed mud. It's kind of a lighter, smoother version of it, so it does texture quite nice with it. And we go ahead and put some shutters and some planters in front of them. And I also went ahead and did the top section with a little circle-ish kind of window up there. Now I just want to go ahead and add a little bit of an overhang kind of roof section right in the middle there to kind of section this off and make it feel a little more complete. We're just going to come over here, put some spruce slabs around like this, and then some deep slate tile slabs, and then some deep slate tile walls on top of the slabs. And we'll go ahead and replace these logs here with some spruce fence gates to kind of add a little support under here. And we'll add some mud bricks behind them to close the gap off. And there we go. That's looking a lot better with that roof in there. And just the facade is actually all we're going to be doing on the house today. Eventually we will add sides and an interior and stuff. The plan is to eventually have multiples of these townhouses lined up as kind of like a little apartment complex kind of thing over here. But for now we're just going to decorate the front of this area with some planters and a sidewalk and the start of a street, just so that we kind of have an idea of what we're going for here. Just a few little planters like that should do the trick. Then we'll go ahead and clear the way a little bit for a little sidewalk here. And then we will make way for a grassy area up front to put some trees. And I want to do one of these trees on camera at least. So we're going to go with like a little twig style tree here where we got just fence posts for the branches and the trunk. So we're kind of going to mix in these azalea leaves with the spruce fences just to kind of make a rough roundish shape to kind of look like a tree. Perhaps a little something like that. We'll mess around with it a little bit maybe. And to light up our sidewalk, we're going to do a fancy little lamppost design. We're going to put an anvil down, and we'll go for 3 dark oak fences with a hopper on top, then a sea lantern, some mangrove trapdoors on the side, and then a deep slate tile slab on top. I like how the mangrove trapdoor has this little hole on the side so we can kind of see the lamp through it. It's a nice little feature, gives it some extra detail in there. And then the last detail we're going to add in is going to be a road. So the base of this road is going to be andesite, and it's going to have some stone and gravel mixed in. So we're going to go 5 blocks across here, 1 in the middle with some lines, and then we will do 5 more on the other side. And there we go, our townhouse is complete. I went for a little bit of a darker color towards the center of each side of the road, because I feel like if you think about a real road, that's where the cars are going to be driving, usually more towards the center. So it's going to get dirty from all the tire dirt and whatever else they got on their tires. But overall, I think it turned out pretty nice. I'm really happy with the new mud bricks and the mangrove wood especially. I think those are going to be great additions to many other builds as well. Eventually we will be working more on this building project and building a city or town around here. But I don't think this will necessarily be our first major building project, unless you guys decide that's what you want to see next, once we work on our base some more. Anyways, let's head on back to the base. Alrighty, we are back at the base here. And I actually made one little addition to our base before we went over to the townhouse. So this here is our mud farm, and it's pretty simple. Basically, you just throw dirt into this piston here, and you stand here so you can just hold it, and you don't accidentally place it over to the left here. And basically, it's just pushing it in front of this dispenser, and then when you put another one here, it makes this one into mud by putting a water bottle on it. And then once the mud gets all the way over here, it activates the row of pistons behind it, which pushes it out this way, and you end up with a nice big slab of mud. And I tried something a little different with the lighting here on the ceiling. I did end rods to kind of look like one of those glass kind of bar lights. I don't know what they're actually called. Typically you'd see those hanging from the ceiling on something like this, and then the levers kind of has little holders for it. But this is how we got all the mud to build the townhouse, because ain't no way I'm going to be sitting there water bottling a bunch of dirt. Anyways, that is going to wrap it up for me today. I had a lot of fun exploring this new update. There's actually a lot of really good things that were in it, especially for builders. I'm excited to use those new blocks some more in future projects. And I also love sneaking around at normal walking speed. Haha. But next episode, we are going to be focusing more on expanding our base, because I think it's about time we start filling up some more of this cave, and apparently lighting up some more of it as well. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.